Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to do another paint pour. My last one didn't really turn out that great, but it inspired me for a new project, and so I'm gonna do at least one more paint pour for that project. We're gonna do this start to finish. And of course, if anybody likes these, they should check out my shorts. That's where I get most of my views. Okay, so we're going to start with just enough water to cover the bottom of the cup. If it's a little too much, not that big a deal. Okay. Next. Alright, so next we do color, about the same amount, just enough to cover the bottom. It's a little thicker, so it takes more to cover the bottom. This one, I have to do this the hard way. And if you have a little too much, no big deal. So I'm going to use black and white and primary colors. No, I don't like that. I get my best paintings when I just use primary colors. Let's see here. Oh, I already did that. A little thinner. And now for white. This white is some house paint I had laying around. It's actually off-white, and I don't know how it's going to respond. It could ruin my painting. I doubt it, though. Okay, so next, oil. You add, I like to add some silicone oil, add some, helps create cells, but I only add it to one color, and it's usually black, and no more than 2 drops. You can put more, but it doesn't help any. At least I haven't found. I'm gonna move my light just a little bit here. Sorry for the sunlight coming in. Okay, so I like to, I just splattered black in all my colors. If you stir it into the water first, just a little bit, it makes mixing easier. Just a little bit here. And now that little bit of black and that yellow. Yeah, that's not too bad. The white on the other hand, let's see what that does. Yeah. That's not too bad either. Okay. So theoretically, you should have the same level of paint going across. It's close, but they're not exact. Okay, so next, flood. This stuff is great. It's cheap. At least it used to be. I don't know what it is now. I haven't bought this stuff in a couple of years. I just started doing this again. So anyway, you fill it up just about a 1/4 inch from the top with Floetrol. Now doing this exactly the same every time will help you get good paintings. If you change the amount of water, or you change the amount of paint, or if you change anything, it changes it. So consistency is everything. Being consistent and having the right consistency of paint are very important. in 2000, it was 18 or 19, I started doing paint pouring. And I did paintings every single day for 3 months, 2 or 3 paintings a day before I got one I liked. It took a long time to figure out what I was doing wrong. You want it to just kind of run off the stick. Yeah, I realize this is boring and tedious, and maybe if you want to fast forward to the pour, that's cool. But I decided to not edit my videos for my long form, so you just get what happened. You want to make sure you scrape the edges. And you can pretty much tell when you're done when your color is consistent, not changing or getting darker. You don't see any dark streaks in it. Some people like to filter their paints. Make sure they got no chunks. I mean, that can be a pain if you get a chunk. I don't have time for all that. I've had a few chunks on the middle of the canvas, and you just get a stick and you pull it off. I mean, what you got? A $3 canvas and about $1 worth of paint. I suppose if you had some paints that were prone to clumping, you might want to do all that. I don't know. I mean, these paints are 3 years old. I just started using them again. They sat for over a year. I haven't had any problems, so I don't really know why people do all that. I think it's unnecessary. So that house paint seemed to mix really well, so that's promising. I've heard of people using house paint. And I've tried Elmer's glue instead of Floetrol, but Floetrol's just so cheap compared to that. It's really the cheapest thing. Okay, so now we're going to do our mix. This time I'm going to do a half and half black and white, just half. And let's see, maybe we'll rotate that. Let's do something similar here. I got left a little bit of that. A whole lot of white. Okay. I'll set this aside here. That there. Oops. Let's add some yellow. Okay, so I take my black, get it on my fingers. We're gonna just hit all the edges of black. Probably be easier if I put these down after, but the paint come out is fine. We hit our edges with black. I mean, you don't have to use black. You use whatever color you want. You don't have to do it at all if you don't want. I just don't like to see white on the edge of these paintings. And then I personally like to add the extra touch by putting black all over my hand. And I'm gonna do the flip. Put my hand there so I could handprint. Oh, geez, that was really dumb. I did that wrong. So that was how not to do a flip cup. I think it'll be fine, but I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, let that sit for a second. You can already see I got some really cool colors. So my last painting ended up really black, and I want to avoid that this time. So I think I'm gonna bleed that side off first. Hopefully that will help prevent that. Oh geez. The trick is to not go off the edge until you're ready. And this is already not going super well. I may have screwed this one up. We'll see. Okay, now let's go back. See a lot of cells popping. And I got rid of most of the black, I think. Ugh. Oh, okay, I'll go back. I really messed this up. I think I got a little excited. Got a little ahead of myself. Okay. I mean, it's looking good so far. Paint stretching kind of a bit. You don't really want to go too fast, and you don't want to run out of paint. And that looks like I'm running out of paint. No, maybe just enough. All right. I think that's probably good. Well, it started out rough. It ended up being good. And of course, the lighting and the camera doesn't really do it justice. Well, let's